Alright guys, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be using a Borescope to check out the inner workings of our dust collection system and see if we can find any clogs that might be slowing up the dust collection efficiency and improve the performance just that much more. Stick around, we'll get into it. Alright, let's just start by scoping from the top of the table saw. Usually if you're going to find a clog, it's going to be pretty close to where the dust is being produced in the tool. And so you can see we can get a pretty good look inside the flex pipe. And it looks like we're all clear. So far so good. We'll keep finding entry ports into the system like this and evaluating it for clear patent tubes that won't obstruct any airflow. If your table saw is over 50 years old, you should probably think about doing this. So as you come up from the flex hose to the first fitting, well, you can really visualize that well. Just gives you a clear picture of what's going on through the fitting and onto the next flex hose. Mine even has a feature on it where you can change the camera angle. So if you're getting a little glare, you can just change your brightness. See if you can visualize things a little better. There we go, it starts to come into focus. We can find our way down the dust collection pipe and still not seeing any wood obstructions, so looking pretty good so far. And if you're not quite getting the view you want, you can change camera angles from the controller and get a little different look. Here's another good entry point into the system, so we'll fish our scope in there and have a look. So here we're going upstream. We're already about 10 feet away from the table saw, so I wouldn't expect too many blockages at this point, but you just don't know until you look. I'll be interested to look in the flex hose that's a little closer to the table saw. If a little sliver of wood comes off the saw and gets accidentally sucked through the zero clearance throat plate, that's where you can kind of get the log jam effect and things will pile up on you real quick. Of course, it helps if you use a zero clearance insert to keep some of those slivers of wood out of your table saw to begin with. Alright, so here we're just snaking into the table saw from a flex hose. And so as we get close, we see the automatic blast gate has got kind of a shiny door that's closed. Without turning the saw on, let's just manually open that and we'll get kind of a wormhole view here. From there we can just kind of turn the system off and we'll go past the gate and see if there's any blockages in the table saw itself. And that looks really clean in this Fusion F2. Great, good deal. So here we've got another clean entry point into the system, and you get a really clear view of some of the passageways as you come up close to them. Sometimes you can actually back the scope off to get the best vantage, change your view whenever you need to. And we're still looking really good as we advance up this pipe that's about 4, 5, 6 feet away from the table saw. If you do encounter a clog, my advice would be mark the length of the scope on your hand and just measure it off so you don't have to open up too many joints, just the area where you have a clog. And see where we make that first elbow in the duct run. That's where I would expect it to be clogged if there were any issues, but looks free and clear. Well, let's make sure that the dust collection for the bandsaw is clear. We do have an extra blast gate here. This will give us good access to look up and down where this 6-inch drop tapers down to a 4-inch to feed the saw. Looking right at the blast gate there, so we'll open that up and advance the probe a little further. And now I can see the light from my probe has reached the flex hose, so I know I'm clear in the metal pipe, and the flex hose I can see through, so I think we're good on the bandsaw. If you do find a log jam like what we've got here, just mark the probe so you know how deep it is into the system and you can easily remove it. Well, there you go, guys. Quick and easy way to check your dust collection pipes to make sure you're operating at maximum efficiency. If you do encounter a little log jam, you'll know right what to do to clear up the system. If you have access to a borescope, maybe give this technique a try. See you next time. Thanks for watching.